Hmm.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Wednesday night. It's 8 o'clock. It's time for Gaming Beyond the Box again. Sorry, I know the intro takes a few minutes, but we wanted you to see it in all of its glory. And that was made by our good friend Graphic God, who I do see in the chat. And we've actually did a little modifications to the background as well that we got in place this afternoon. And thank everybody for switching over. For some reason, YouTube hates me, but it's all good. We got it live. We're ready to go. And man, we've got a huge panel tonight. And in case you guys didn't know, we're going to fanboy out a little bit. We have Lord Cognito with us tonight. And we have Dizzy. And we have Jared. So man, it is going to be a crazy show. We've got a lot of topics to talk about. I'm going to get into the introductions, and we will start with Dread. What's up, Dread?
Oh, there we go. I was muted.
Unmute yourself. It works better that way.
Yeah, it works, huh?
It does.
I'm excited to be a gamer for tonight, so this is going to be awesome.
All right. That was an amazing intro.
The mute threw me off.
Don't worry, I'll do worse.
All right, Fork. What's going on, Fork boy?
Hey, what's up, guys? Glad to be here, hanging out with Lord Cognito and Die Dizzy and Dread and Jared, and also the normal podcast. It's exciting, man. There's a lot of things happening, a lot of things we can talk about, and just excited to talk to y'all.
All right. Then next we've got HR Bomber. What's going on, Mr. Bomber?
Yo, what's going on, man? I'm excited. Today was just man, lots of stuff going on. Just ready to get into it, man. Not gonna lie, I mean, a lot of good news, a lot of upsetting news, but can't wait till we get into it. Let's go.
All right. And for his first appearance, we have Dizzy. What is happening, Dizzy?
What's going on? I'm just over here just refreshing Twitter to see if I make a list. I'm just trying to get on a list, man.
You're not working hard enough, man. You're not working hard.
Yeah, I made a list today, and I wasn't even aware I was applying. So that was great.
Surprise!
It amazes me the free time that some people have on their hands, right?
I mean, I'll be honest, that was impressive. To get everybody's little logo, I'm like, you spent a lot of time.
You spent a lot of time on this. Maybe you should be gaming instead of worrying about what everybody else is playing, but that's just my opinion.
I mean, there's still a Switch list that still needs to go around, so I think I'm just going to do nothing but pour Pokemon stuff on my timeline. Hoping that I can make
Listen,
that.
man, I'm S tier on that. I'm waiting.
And next we have Jared Eden. What is happening, Jared? It's been a while since you've been on with us, man. What's going on?
Oh, not a whole lot. Just been screwing around in dreams recently, but I'm excited to be back on the show. Thank you for having me back on. And yeah, we got a lot to talk about, so let's get her going.
Oh, we are definitely going to do that. And then we got Leo. What's happening, Leo?
Nothing much, man. Having a good night. Hopefully tonight goes good.
See, that was better than mine.
Yeah, I actually,
It wasn't abrupt.
yeah, I have to say
or
he did better
It
than
was,
that.
I'm very
smooth.
straight to the point.
And I did not have time to search for sound effects for bringing him on, but we are blessed to have one of the Iron Lords themselves on the show with us tonight, Mr. Lord
The who?
Cognito.
What's going on? Lords of Gaming Beyond the Box. What's going on? My Lords of Gaming brothers are here. I got Rage Virus. I got Dizzy. Man, it's going to be a fun show. Wilmy, you know, when I got the call, I had to be here. Love what you're doing. Love the positivity spread in the community. And got to get talking about these topics, man. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, right?
There's a lot. And then we have our resident Xbot, Obi-Wan.
Kiwumi. What's up, everyone? I hope you're all well. I'm excited for tonight. Should be a great show. We got a ton of awesome guests tonight, so let's get into it.
And we have Ghost. What's up, Ghost?
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm stoned and fucking rocking some Modern Warfare, but
Hey.
we want to talk some shit about some stuff, so let's fucking get into it.
That's how we do
Yeah.
There it is.
That works. I mean, you can't argue that, right?
There you go.
And of course, hi, I'm Wilmy Hood. All right, enough of that. All right.
Who?
Don't start.
Spell
Leo.
that for me.
It's way too early in the show to start, okay? First topic, and Mr. Cognito, I'm going to let you have a crack at this one because I know you were looking forward to this.
Yeah.
PlayStation cancels PAX.
Yeah, this definitely was a punch to the gut. As you know, the Lords are going to be out there for PAX East. We were really pumped, looking forward to it, especially the team. I mean, we definitely wanted to get a hold of Last of Us 2, especially Final Fantasy, the remake. A couple of my guys are big VR guys, and then so this one hurt, man. And then obviously, you know, we know the reason. You know, we hear about the coronavirus and things of that nature. I guess I'll be honest with y'all. Initially, I was angry because I was just like, man, this was so late in the game to get this kind of a notification. And I'm like, well, if they knew about this ahead of time, you know, why so late in the game? Now, I did a little research. Obviously, there is a known, I believe, someone who was infected in Boston. You know, I am hearing things, but I don't want to say what I've heard is completely definite. But usually companies like this, they don't pull out this last minute because you can lose a lot of money. They definitely had the intention of going. I mean, when you look at the floor plan at PAX East, they had about 3 booths. Sony had a huge presence lined up. So again, from what I'm hearing, please don't quote me, don't say this is confirmed, but from what I'm hearing, there's a possibility that someone within the organization may have been contracted something, and they are taking all precautions. Thus, the kind of last second pullout. Again, I don't have official confirmation on that. I know it seems like it makes sense to me because I was still surprised. I'm like, man, why can't you guys still go on with the show? Why can't you get a third party to either showcase the games that are not, you know, they don't have to be actually the Sony execs themselves. So it's still a fluid situation. When I hear more, I will definitely let you guys know. But yeah, I'm pretty bummed out, man. I mean, this is something I was really looking forward to seeing.
And I know a lot of other people were too. Matter of fact, I was talking to the guys last night. I'm a little antsy about E3.
Yeah.
And the reason is, a lot of you guys know, my wife has severe RA.
Gotcha.
And severe RA, I mean, you have no immune system. So, I mean, a simple cold or a flu to her can be devastating. And I'm not 100% sure I'm going to be doing E3 because, I mean, this thing's spreading. It's not a joke, man. And I don't want to, you know, put her in that type of situation. So
yeah, agreed. And last point I'll make is obviously being there. You know, you raise some legit concerns because at the time now, I mean, there was, you know, a confirmed case there. We're in an enclosed convention. Like, should I tell the team like, hey, masks on deck? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a very, very fluid situation. But I definitely hear where you're coming from. You know, as far as taking precaution and stuff like that. I'm keeping my antennas up just to see what's going on.
Same here. It just kind of, like I said, man, I'm not even sure about E3 at this point because if it starts going into that direction,
Yeah.
I really want to see.
Resident Evil's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean,
Umbrella
Yeah.
Company.
if Umbrella's out there handing out, if Umbrella's handing out masks, you know it's not going to end well for anybody involved.
Yeah.
So,
Well, look at CES. Everybody was coming back with the flu. It's just mass population altogether, and now you got the coronavirus. It does need to be a little kept an eye on to figure out if you're going to go. I mean,
Yeah.
hate to see everybody back out, but you do have to be cautious.
Yeah.
it's like
I mean,
Graphic just said too. I don't think. Yeah, I think this is a little beyond just having a mask.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, man. It's a little scary right now. So I don't know. I'm gonna
I
wait.
think
and
everybody's
see.
health is more important
Yeah.
than
Exactly.
everything else, and it's cringy to see people bitch complain that things are getting delayed by it.
And Boston,
You know.
city of Boston has a confirmed person that did come from China.
Yes.
And they said that and this was at the beginning of the month. I have not seen any updates since then, but the family members he has been around are also being watched.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a
Somebody's peeing right now.
incubation period.
That's what I was wondering. I'm like, is somebody moving or what?
Somebody handling business.
I had to go.
So which one of you has the PlayStation Vita on Pornhub?
Okay, first of all, I thought we weren't going to talk about that.
Hopefully none of you do, because that's really disturbing. You're doing it live on the air, so that's a little
I can be
creepy.
very, very quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really sad. Lord. But no, I don't think this has anything to do. I saw a lot of posts earlier. Sony's pull out game is better than most 24-year-old guys and all kinds of crazy stuff, man. I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think they're just trying to protect their own people.
Yeah.
I mean, and even Obi just said, I mean, there's a lot more important things in the world, man. You got to take care of your own.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
what? I can't fault them.
I hear.
I mean, at the end of the day, you got to take care of yourself. Not even you can't expect somebody else to.
It's all
Yeah,
some weird master plan of Jeff Bezos to buy Sony out.
Part about it being the whole part about it being cringy, like when you have people that are fanboys of a platform, whether it be Sony or Xbox fan, and having them ask executives directly if they think if it's going to delay the console, it doesn't look good. It makes you look entitled, in my opinion. If just wait for the company to come out with something official, and then you can complain. I mean, you shouldn't complain to begin with. These are people's lives. So
Yeah.
I just think that everybody just needs to chill out about it. You'll get your console. Who cares?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, man, that's the main thing, dude. You got to worry about yourself, and
Better to be safe and healthy.
I mean, one
That's
of the
it.
things with going to these conventions, I mean, the coronavirus aside, it's something that happens actually quite often where you go to these conventions and at least 4 out of 5 people come back sick or they get sick.
Well, I mean,
I believe, God, didn't that happen to you when you came back from, was it Guardian Con?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, you think about coronavirus just in general, what's going on with an enclosed, a cruise ship, right? I mean, that's like times 10, if you're talking about a convention with all these people in a confined space. And we're not even talking about the body odor aspect of certain other individuals that we deal with, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you couple all that, like you said, Dizzy, in this concentrated area. You're shaking hands, you're giving out business cards, you're doing interviews, you're constantly moving and shaking around tons of people. That is a cesspool of infection if you really think about it.
Yes,
if
it is.
someone is running around with the coronavirus, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just real. So
being the one person that has some medical experience, tuberculosis, which is a droplet just like the coronavirus, we're trained in school and everything that a single person can spread it 25 feet away. That's how far your spit can travel while you talk. Not spitting, but just talking. Every time you talk, there's droplets that come out. Everybody does it. So now just imagine you're sitting there, And I mean, we've all seen the E3 and PAX, hallway pictures where there's like 200-300 people jammed.
Facts.
Well, now everyone's talking, you're breathing in, and someone's talking, and they're constantly spraying droplet because that's what it's classified as. So I mean, you're hitting 25 people all around you in a radius, so that's 50 feet, in a diameter. That's a shitload of people you're exposing in a matter of minutes.
So 2 things for me. When you go to these conventions, it's not rude if you elbow bump people versus fist bumping. And 2, Lord Cognito, you should have went to the Halo Outpost when I was there versus
I know GCX. You hit me up. Yep.
I did.
Yeah,
it just sucked. I had to go home. I was going to hit up with you guys at Busters.
It was just the timing of it. I had no idea it was at the same time. We would have definitely linked up. I'll be back up there in Orlando. I'll be back.
Yeah.
That's what's up. But yeah, man, it sucks. It sucks selfishly as a gamer. Yes, I feel bad. You really want to play those games, but you got to think about people's lives. I mean, at the end of the day, it's bigger than me wanting to play Last of Us right now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree.
That's just the reality of the situation. And
I mean, you could always end up as one of the characters on The Last of Us.
That's what you say is gonna happen, Louis?
I mean, they're saying this is more contagious than the flu, and we all know how contagious the flu is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the biggest problem is with the flu, we've had years and years of training where now we have a coronavirus and they're still learning exactly how it's spread. Yeah, it's droplet, but how contagious it is, how it's spread, things like that. And then people don't take precautions like, oh, you need to sneeze in your hands. No, when you sneeze, you need to sneeze into your elbow.
Yes.
And then, wash your hands. I mean,
put the lime in the bottle and you'll be fine.
I mean, if someone takes offense to the fact that you don't want to touch their hand, I mean, think of it this way. When you go to grab all those business cards and everything, think of how many people stood over those business cards that have touched them. Now you're touching them, and then you go eat. Yeah, or coughed on them, and now you are going to go eat, and you haven't washed your hands, or you have washed your hands, or you didn't wash them as good. Or I've seen this so many times, and it's rather one of the funniest things. We wash your hands. What do you do as soon as you get done washing your hands in the bathroom?
Turn the water off and then open up the door with it.
Okay. How many of you actually just grab the door?
Not me.
Some people do.
I watch too many people shake it and then grab the door to walk
that
out.
door.
And it's like, wait a second, you didn't even wash your hands,
Yeah.
and you're immediately going out that door. No.
I mean, you dry your hands, take that same cloth, and then grab the door, open it, and then throw it away.
No, I grab a new one. I'll waste that extra sheet.
And you got to remember,
Those poor trees.
I deal with pathogens for a living. So.
And also,
everybody needs to put get a little hip holster for some hand sanitizer.
Yeah. And by the way, those heated air dryers. Yeah, you might as well just stick your hand back in your pants and shit on them. So those are one of the worst things to use.
Oh, no doubt. Jeeper said he kicks the door open. I can see it now. Jeepers just kicked the door, knocked some old man out of his,
Those usually
I've
pulled open.
stood there before waiting for somebody to walk in so I can just pop my foot at the door and walk out. I'm like,
I mean,
there's no tiles, no nothing. I'm just standing here.
Yeah, I mean, people look at me weird, but I'm like, yeah. I work at a hospital. I've seen patient zero. No, I'm good. I don't know.
Well, Fork, I don't think that's the reason they look at you funny, brother. I've seen you.
Oh,
I mean, that might be part of, that might be part of it. I mean,
look at you, buddy.
It's
You got
probably that
shat on.
hairline, dude.
I mean, come on. I'm sexy.
You were sexy before electricity was created, but that's a different story.
Going in on your man.
Hey, Bomber.
Got that Amish thing going.
Is Bomber here?
You're Amish sexy, dude.
Oh yeah, I'm here.
There's nothing wrong with that.
The beard.
I mean, Bomber's sexy to his sister and apparently some random guy, so...
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, we won't even get into that whole conversation. Oh my God, I saw.
Can't wait to see that list.
Yeah. Speaking of, since we've got a few people in chat, did you see the list today? That was amazing. I felt honored.
I'm upset. I should at least make an F, damn it. An
Matter
F.
of fact, Boom is in the podcast. I was on there with Boom. I was on there with Dealer and Colt and a lot of great people. Man, I feel honored to be on that list. And
You can definitely tell who it was made by.
yeah, and even Obi made the list. I think, matter of fact, my name was right beside yours, Obi, and I was sort of offended by that because I'm mainly a PC gamer. But I'll take the Xbox list. I'm good with that. At least I know where I belong. Okay. So
I mean, it's always good to be told
Hey, if
where
you
you
work out,
belong.
you might go up a rank.
yeah, that's what I need to do. I need to work harder, I guess. But yeah, man, it just amazes me in 2020, and like the podcast title says, this is year to be a gamer, man. There's nothing you should complain about. There's tons of games coming out. We got the new generation starting. What can you actually be pissed about? I mean, why be pissed off? And why take the time out of your day to make a list? That took a lot of time.
That took a lot of effort.
Yeah, I mean, to go around and get everybody's avatars from Twitter, and put them on this.
I mean, there was at least 30 or 40 people, and I'll give somebody credit. You had a lot of time to waste on your hands. Me, I got kids, work. I mean, obviously, you must be like unemployed. I don't know where you got this time.
Yeah, apparently you're not playing games at this point if you have all day to make a chart.
That is the
A
game.
few
that he's
people on
playing.
here on that list. It's kind of interesting where I think that even as Xbox people that they should be technically higher on that list.
Well, I mean, one person.
Why isn't that person higher?
Yeah, one person was offended that I saw tag Lorden. It was one of your friends. He's like, I'm not even on the damn list. Like, wow.
King was pissed. King was like, I need to be S tier. He's offended. He's like, I should have been at the top of at the list.
Yeah, I know. I was shocked he wasn't higher, on there at all. I was like, what the
disrespect?
I feel like
disrespect to Titan Drago, but he should be, top the tier on the list. And
no, I mean, somebody I
Xbox
read,
Pope.
I read it somewhere. Somebody retweeted it, and they said, all I gotta say is if you're hardcore PlayStation and talk about exclusive, you obviously have way too much time on your hands to make a list, so there must be no games on PlayStation. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, I said that too. I said they apparently are not playing games at this point.
Oh,
I love how Xbox said that his wife made the list and she's been playing Fortnite on PC for 2 years straight.
Yeah.
Your boy Jay Buddy, he coming at me in the super chat, man. Oh man, they coming at me hard. Yeah, if there's a Switch list, yes, I should be on the top. I definitely do.
Matter of fact,
yeah, I wouldn't want to touch a controller at a
Did anybody
convention
see
like
the,
that, bro.
the
Fuck
Sony
that.
William just said in the chat, imagine the germs on the PS4 controller. That's a good point because if you remember correctly, the PS4 had the highest rate for Pornhub viewing.
Yes.
That's why I always said don't ever borrow anybody's PS4 controller.
Why is the A button? Yeah, why is the A button sticky?
Just think of all the dead souls, future souls that would have died.
Oh God!
A literal graveyard
Messy.
on that controller.
That's messy.
That's savage.
Could you imagine how much DNA and data is stored on some of those
Okay,
controllers?
next topic.
Next topic.
Don't swab that.
Scrap it off
So-
and clone some people.
So, talking of swabbing, actually, what's funny is we have infection control, and most hospitals have it. And you'll have one person that does infection control, and what they like to do is they'll randomly go around and swab something with a Q-tip, and then they put it in a machine, and they tell you what the numbers are. What's the most disgusting thing is they'll randomly grab a cell phone and swab it, and you're like, oh, dear God, that was in my hand. You're like, whoa!
Damn.
I've heard that cell phones
cell
are the
phone.
worst.
Oh, yeah, cell
absolutely.
phones.
A lot of
Yeah.
people sit on the John, play it on their phone, and they do their business. They
Oh.
put their phone back in their pocket.
Hey, I
And then they go
do-
wash their hands, and then they go grab their phone again.
Do it again.
I do my best thinking, man, sitting on the toilet, dude. Where do you think I come up with the advertisements for this podcast?
That's where all my best Photoshop ideas come in.
Yeah, I
Talking
mean,
about being on the throne, and where's your toothbrush? If it's not locked away, it's exposed. Think about that.
good point.
Mhm.
That's
Is
where I
this a
get-
gaming
that's where I get
podcast or
Every
is it
time
creative.
you
health
flush, you
advisory?
put particles in there. So.
I mean, health advisor's not a bad thing.
More
because-
day at this point, I think. I'm not sure.
All right.
Look, people,
We need a
get in a bubble and live there.
Yeah, no joke. But let's talk
Bubble
about
boy.
the next little topic. Platinum Games to make a large announcement next week. So, what do you guys think this announcement is going to be?
They finished their Kickstarter.
I don't know, but I know I'm gonna be me and let you know.
You guys think maybe should we say the S word?
I mean,
Oh man,
Say it.
Can't.
Scalebound.
I will say this: if I get that
Murderer.
opportunity, murderer. If I do get the opportunity to talk to them, I'm going to ask that question, and I doubt I'm going to get a straight up answer, but I have to know. Like I have to know what happened based on Kayama's his reputation. He's kind of very outspoken, and for him to not. This is how I look at it. For him to not go in on Microsoft based on what happened leads me to believe that they may have been messing around and Phil may have pulled the plug. But again, I'm speculating, don't know for sure, but I'm dying to know what the hell happened with that relationship, why the game didn't come out, what was the whole deal behind that. So yeah, apparently, like I said, we have interview opportunities with Platinum. I'm in the process of scheduling it right now. That is definitely on my vibe, and I want to see also the relationship going forward, because we know a lot of those games tend to always just be. I believe Switch is helping fund a lot of their stuff now, like Astral Chain and stuff like that. But we do know in the past it's always been kind of like a Sony and Nintendo thing, and those games not come to Xbox. So I want to know if those games actually, if that relationship will improve. Eventually, they'll get ports over. So looking forward to it. See what happens.
Maybe they'll announce a new Nier. That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be fire.
Oh, and let me catch up on the super chats. J-Mo Money, thank you, sir, for the super chat. Imagine the germs on that Switch card. You are a Switch hugger, according to J-Mo. And
Yes.
Ace Media Junkie, thank you, sir, for the super chat. Does power matter unless you have the best TV monitor? I don't know. I can't really say a lot, man. I've got the highest end televisions and monitors that I can actually purchase, so I don't know. I'm a tech junkie, so I've got. I got
What you working with?
I got to have the new ones, man. So
You got the OLED. What you got? What you working with, Welby? Let's talk about it.
Right
man,
now,
don't get it started.
Yeah, don't get me started.
Let's go. Flex on him, Welby.
8K 83-inch OLED.
Oh, that's in the living room, dude.
No.
That's in the living room.
Yeah.
He's got
damn.
that.
He's
Don't
flexing. He's like,
That's in the bathroom above
he said
the
that's my
jacuzzi tub.
daughter's TV. That's not the big TV.
He's got, that Samsung wall. That Samsung wall they showed, that 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he's got.
Yo, he flexing
That's
on
the
me.
backside of his
No,
garage
actually-
door.
Welby, I'm pocket watching. What we working with? What you doing?
Right
What you
now,
doing?
I'm doing this podcast from my Alienware 35-inch curved
Oh
monitor.
Lord.
So I love the thing, man. I mean, there's nothing this monitor can't do.
And it's in the bathroom.
Is it a bathroom? That's a bathroom TV.
But
You better wash that thing off. That's all I gotta say.
to the left of me, I've got a 42-inch
A touchscreen, is it?
Samsung. So,
He's out here.
oh
He's
yeah,
like,
man. Like I
You
said, dude,
freaking peasants.
I'm all about tech, man. My
I feel
kids
you,
are
brother.
grown. What else the hell am I gonna spend the money on?
I feel you,
Really,
brother,
they only
man.
live
I feel
once.
you. Treat yourself, bro. I feel you.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You can treat me
I
as
was
a
hoping
step-
this year to use my tax return for something like that, but I ain't gonna fucking work out.
I wish I'd seen a tax return. I haven't seen one in so many years. I forgot what those are, man.
Yeah.
But anybody else got anything to add to the Platinum Games announcement?
What if Sony pulls a Microsoft and steps in?
Oh, you mean like a Sunset Overdrive move?
Like something, yeah, just something. Just
And they purchase them, and they also screw
Wait, it
them
takes
over
scale
also?
bound? It takes scale bound? That's what we doing?
who knows?
Can't take Scalebound, though.
Yeah,
They
because
did get
Microsoft
infused
Yeah,
with
Microsoft
10
does.
Well,
cent money.
maybe
though.
not take it, but you know,
And
Tencent
the
does
rights to
own
that
part of
thing
them
are
now,
sitting in
though,
the
so that'd be an
bottom
issue.
back door
just
of
throw
Phil's desk.
a little jab. Throw a little announcement somewhere. Maybe some specs. Maybe we own you. Something.
We own you.
We own you. I like that. Interesting, man. That Nintendo relationship is very strong, though. They've helped them out a lot of projects, so we got to see how that's going to play out. But I'm dying to know what they announced. I'm very curious to see what they've got cooking, man. It's going to be interesting.
What if
Me
they
too.
finally go, we're finally self-publishing from now on. Yay, like we've always wanted to. There's one thing they're working towards, so hey, they might have actually finally reached it if they got all that money from Tencent. They might have been able to actually have that stability now. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
That's a good point.
Very good point.
And there's less screwing around when it's your own money.
Yes. That is valid.
Exactly.
That is very valid.
But everybody's, we've got a lot of the fanboys on social media going back and forth between Sony and Xbox. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Nvidia is saying screw both of you. They're going to bury PlayStation and Xbox.
Bring it.
All I gotta say is, I mean,
What
that's a
exclusives does
very,
it come with?
very bold statement to make.
Well, they're coming out with this, man, today. Oh my God, they're saying they will obliterate their predecessors.
Whew.
So it says both the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X are expected to make, new gaming experiences players should love, but Nvidia thinks that it has something even better than any dedicated video game console. And they say this will become the most popular setup in the world of gaming. So
I mean,
Coming to
I'm
you
glad they
at
have.
cheap $6,986.
well,
I mean, I'm
this is
glad they
supposed
have
to be
that much
streaming. From my understanding, this is their streaming service.
You got the GeForce now?
That's what I'm looking here. Yeah.
No,
I thought they were talking
They is flexing
No.
about their GPUs.
they were talking about the laptops.
The
Yeah,
laptop.
they're talking about the laptops and their streaming.
Interesting.
And they're calling it the console killer. So
I mean,
The only
let's
way,
let,
if
let's
they come
remember,
out like at $200 a piece and they're freaking amazing, then maybe.
All right.
No.
Blizzard
Even then,
did walk away and say, "Yeah, we're not gonna go with that." So,
I will say I did have
Didn't
some.
Activision pull out too?
Activision
did.
and Blizzard pulled out.
A few companies.
so,
did
I
pull
mean,
out.
if they pulled out completely, that right there should tell us something on the fact of it's like, hey,
So-
I mean, they already have insider information more than we do. If they
Here's
pulled out,
clarification on that pullout. It's actually not something that we're looking at. Oh, they pulled out because something bad's going on.
Mhm.
Activision Blizzard, they wanted to restructure the contract after the ending of the beta phase, and so when it kicked off from the beta, they continued to sell the Activision Blizzard games, but they weren't supposed to legally. They actually were not supposed to, and they told them, "Hey, you got to cease this right now because we're gonna restructure this if you're gonna continue to sell our games." That's actually what happened there. It's not that they said, "Hey, we don't like what you're doing." They said, "Hey, we want more money."
Well, I get it. I mean, for a person, I've actually messed with the tech. I've been using the GeForce now. The tech is strong. I will say that from a streaming standpoint, I've used all three now. Between Stadia, xCloud, and them, and I have to admit, the GeForce Now was slightly ahead of xCloud from a mobile standpoint. I was doing Destiny, I believe, 60 frames. Basically, anything you own on your PC is playable, whether it be via Steam, Uplay, that kind of thing. The tech was cool. It just took a while to get configured and set up with with a controller and stuff like that. So the interface is not easy. It's not like very seamless like xCloud, but once you get going, the tech is impressive. Then I think when it went out of the beta and they started to charge you, I'm like, all right, I don't know if I'm not hardcore with this, but he continued on with it. But then from what I understand, since it's gone live, people have been experiencing issues. That's what I'm hearing. Because Kai's telling me the level of fidelity is not there, the quality is not there. He's been getting dropped. So I don't know if it's one of those things that the minute the masses kind of got onto it, it's kind of affected their infrastructure or not. But overall, I still think xCloud, in my opinion, is still the better play. The sheer library, the amount of games, it's mind blowing. I think xCloud, the fact you have that functionality. I was in party chat playing Gears 5 on my phone. Kaibox was playing, Gears 5. We're all playing 3-player co-op. One of us is Jack. He's doing it on his PC, and my other boy Addict, he's doing it on his Xbox, and we're all playing seamless. So like that to me is when I was like, okay, xCloud is just something different. So that's just me.
You got the chat to work on there, party chat?
No, that's on xCloud or on the GeForce. Because on GeForce, no. On xCloud, yes. xCloud, yes.
I couldn't get it to work.
Yeah, what I generally do is I use a Bluetooth headset on my phone, and I'll set that up prior, and then I was just opening up the party chat application, and I didn't have any issues.
We could Like I could hear him when he was on his Xbox,
Right.
but he couldn't hear me at all. And then we
Really?
swapped. He tried. And, yeah,
Now you were xCloud remote like on a phone, or what were you using?
on my phone.
Yeah. See, I use like a old Plantronics mic headset combo kind of deal.
I was
Go on
using
your
an AirPods.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean that's the only thing that's worked for me. I can't say that I've tried any other setup, but that's the one that actually worked for me.
Yeah, because I've got the LG
Mhm.
Bluetooth, and I've got
Yeah.
no problems.
Yeah, like usually a dedicated Bluetooth mic headset combo device tends to be
It
the way to go.
Might depend on the phone too. It depends
True.
on the phone's age. If the phone is like 5.0, because I
Mhm.
believe 4.0 cannot handle multiple Bluetooth devices at the same time.
Yes, correct. And the thing
I
is,
have the S9 Plus.
Good point.
And it has
Okay,
no
well, you
problem
got the
doing
same-
all that. Just I don't know why the AirPods weren't. They work. AirPods
Yeah.
were working with my Samsung phone just fine.
what I
And,
would
they just
say,
don't do
Obi,
that.
what I would say is minimize all the Bluetooth connections to your phone. You want to try to eliminate as many as possible so that you have just the least amount of connections going from your device. Because especially if you're going Bluetooth from the controller to the actual phone, because remember that's one source. Then you got, you know what I'm saying? So and then remember me, I have like a smartwatch. I disabled a whole bunch of other things, so it's not
I actually
messing
use
with that
I
factor.
hardwire my phone and my controller.
Smart. That's I think that's the best way too. This way, it's more of a responsive thing. You're eliminating less lag, and you're eliminating more Bluetooth sources. I
Yeah.
completely agree.
Obi, I got the same phone as you do,
Mhm.
the 9S Plus. So
Yeah,
there's
well, that
something with the
S20's in my
setup.
my crosshairs.
Mhm.
So it'll work. It's
I've
just
got an
we got to figure out
iPhone.
what the setup is. That's all.
Yeah, yep. I'm in the same boat. I'm on that 9 plus. I'm waiting for that 20 though. I gotta get that 20.
I got my pre-order.
I gotta
Dude,
catch up with Wilmy
I'm
because
waiting
Wilmy's
for
ahead
the
of me.
note, the next note, man.
My first little OLED.
I got,
Alright.
I got the Ultra pre-ordered.
Are you doing the Ultra?
Yeah.
Oh, you
Dude,
balling.
yeah. Hey, I'd do the Ultra too if I did it. Might as well spend the money.
Well, I don't know
And
if
those
I
anybody,
would too.
has
Hey,
anybody tried that
hey.
Rainway app?
haven't tried
I
it.
actually had it before it became public,
Mhm.
and I was still waiting for them to access Xbox, and then it just kind of faded away. And all of a sudden, a few months ago, it popped up again. I hadn't had a chance to try it, and all of a sudden, they shut it down again. So
They brought it back 2 days ago.
Did they? Okay.
And
Oh,
I have
I didn't
tried it.
see it.
It actually works pretty damn well.
Oh yeah.
Yep, I was actually streaming Steam games to my Xbox in my living room.
Now,
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about.
did they pull it? Is it still available in on?
They put it back on, I think, Friday last week, back on the
Okay.
marketplace.
Okay.
All
So
right.
it's actually working pretty well. And the best part is, if you got a game on Steam, you don't want to use keyboard and mouse, man, you can just switch right over, go to your Xbox, configure it, and you can use the controller.
Nice, beautiful,
It actually works extremely well, and it's easy to set up.
nice.
Can you do it with a standard controller, or do you need an Elite with the extra buttons?
It doesn't matter. Whatever you're playing your Xbox with. It
Nice.
works.
Okay. Just wanted to double check because I finally got that Elite.
Oh, all right, let's go.
Oh man,
Yeah,
that Elite's
well,
amazing.
That's
love
the
my
Elite that
Elite.
my wife took away from me. It
Well,
has a horror skin on it, so she saw that and she's like, "It's mine."
Well, you have to remember what's yours is hers, and what's hers is hers, and you need to buy her own.
She keeps.
We talking about married life because that's married life.
Yeah. I've been married 20-some years. I think I've learned how it works now.
No doubt.
And Brad, thank you
It
for
only
the
took
$2
24
super
hours
chat.
for me to learn.
Fork Boy Duct Tape Closet E3. Yes, sir. That is
Hilarious.
how it's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with
Well, that's
that.
one way not to get the virus.
settles down.
Well, he's in the closet. I don't think he has
Look,
a
I'll be
virus,
honest.
right?
That's probably the safest damn spot. So
Yeah, it may be the safest spot after what we just talked about at the beginning of the show.
Don't forget to order those gloves.
Get some Lysol
Oh
up in
God,
there.
did you really order those gloves? Please, God, don't tell me that
No,
you
I did
bought
not.
those.
I did not.
I'll send you a set. Send me the link, man. I'll send them to you.
They're Wilmies?
Yeah, I'll send you a set of those gloves.
Wilmy Hood brand gloves.
You have an interesting lifestyle, bro.
When you really don't want to touch this
Really?
shit, go.
Yeah, when you don't want to touch
it.
That's the slogan.
Pre-used.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and did anybody notice our good friend Tim? That was wait a minute. Tim Willits. He had moved over, and today he announced that Embracer Group acquires Saber Interactive.
Wow. Saber. Wow, I remember those guys. They did if I remember, they did NBA Playgrounds, if I remember.
Yeah,
Saber
there's a few
quite
older
a
games
bit.
in here.
They did your switcher.
Yes, they did Switcher. They did Switcher. Yeah, there's put me on. What else they did?
World War
Clay,
Z.
Sounds like what
Claymation
people would call the
switcher.
Hey,
Witcher
hey,
on
whoa,
Switch.
there'll be no Switch slander in here, Dizzy.
Hey,
The switcher.
I hear the switcher. I just get enraged.
There's a demographic that
across the room.
There's a demographic that appreciates that, Clay. Damn it.
What is this? Clay Fighters?
The
2020?
Witcher got PC cross
That's right.
save.
Yeah, that cross save's gonna be huge, man.
Woo!
Should do that for Xbox. I mean, I don't know why I would want to sacrifice my experience to play it on Switch, but
Easy. We not gonna disrespect the 480i. Come on now.
Someone just got
I thought it was 360.
I mean,
I'm making it lower than what it is.
Yeah, look, it's 2005.
look,
Listen, man.
hook it up to your TV, and then your 4K can upscale it, and you're
Actually,
good.
I heard that makes it worse if you hook it up to your TV.
Shut up! I'm trying to make it better.
Hey, Rooftop Party posted a
I'm
video
always
of
in the
their
fog.
when I posted a video of their Galaxy or their Note 10 or whatever playing Ori xCloud, and it looked just as good, or it looked better, but the response was just as good for the latency to someone playing it on the Switch.
Sure.
Oh, wait a minute. I got to do a welcome. What's up, Mooch? Who's yelling?
Big Mooch in the building. What's going on?
What's up, Mooch?
Sorry
Kick
about
that
your,
echo up.
sorry about
Hey,
your
Mooch.
ears.
No, you're not.
You're right, Leo. I do that.
Lying
on
sack of
purpose.
shit.
I do it to you on purpose, my friend, every time. So
But at least,
Oh, good.
at least 10
Good old Saber. Wow. All right.
yeah, this is one of their latest acquisitions. So it'll be interesting to see what they come out with this time around.
Mm-hmm.
Loved
Absolutely.
World War Z. That game was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and that's really, I mean, other than that, anybody got anything to add to it? There's, I mean, it's pretty much
Xbox
it.
got no games.
To add to it, I mean, I don't know.
I think it's cool. I mean, hey, get some games out.
I mean, hey.
He said
Well,
get some games out.
you know, to me, it's just not that big. I mean, I guess it's not that big of a deal to me anyway. I mean, probably is to those workers. And all
were they
that,
going
but-
under?
Mhm.
Were they going under or something that they, that is, I really didn't hear much until they were bought out, and it was like, oh, great.
Mhm.
So I didn't know.
I mean, it seems like a lot of companies are getting bought out, which, I mean, just kind of makes you wonder if companies are struggling or they just need more money to finish projects that they didn't realize that they needed the backing. I don't know. It just seems like
Times is coming, and they're all
Yeah.
trying to cash out.
I just think a lot of these companies are wanting to bring more talent and get it all under one umbrella.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you have Xbox buying out companies,
Mhm.
PlayStation buying out companies, and they're giving them more money to be able to do more stuff and grow
Yeah.
their companies. So, I mean, like for instance, Lord Cognido's got his group, I got my group, Woman's got his group. Well, if I have Mooch buy me out and now I have a bigger budget, well, you guys now have to compete with me. So it's either you have someone buy you out, or you just do what you can and hope to God it works. Especially with the fact that new consoles are going to be going 8K, and everything else. Like, hey, you're going to have the manpower, the money, and everything else to be able to do it. And if you don't, you're going to be left behind, or on the Switch, one or the other.
Or on the Switch.
Damn. Sorry, man. I had to take a jab a little bit.
List.
Had to take a jab. I need to get on a goddamn list. I'm sorry. This is like, I looked at the bottom of the list and I saw people that are hardcore Sony on the damn list, and I'm like, how did they make it?
To me. Like,
Yeah, how did they make an
how the fuck do
Xbox
these people
list?
Get on there? I'm like,
I've
And
only
they're
got
Sony.
They don't even
I've only
like
got
shit.
one thing to say about that list, and some people in the chat may catch this, some people on the panel may catch it, others of you won't. I'll explain
Is
to
it
you
an
a later
STD?
day. No, sir. When I was a little boy sitting on my grandfather's lap,
So back in 1700?
Fuck
It's like
you.
a Catholic.
He said the 1700s.
He
I'm
told
dead.
me. He
Yo,
said.
y'all foul.
He said.
Yes, Father Tom, I'll sit on your lap.
Right? It's like,
I hit him with the 7 years ago. Damn. Well, man, I'm not gonna allow that to happen. Man. Continue.
He told me, he goes, little Wilmy, make sure someday you never pay attention to a YouTuber whose name could also be considered a way to describe the taste of semen.
Oh.
So some of you
I
guys
feel
may
like-
catch that, but if you realize I may be Southern, but I have a really awesome way of playing words. Put it
No,
together, folks.
no, that was pretty direct.
It's a salty response there, yeah.
Yeah.
Being
You're a
quit being
spitter or a
salty.
quitter.
Oh, we get messy today. Okay. I see what I walked into.
Don't let the Southern accent fool you, folks. I always said if Albert Einstein was Southern, we'd all be fucking sitting in the dark. Nobody would believe shit he said, even if he was a genius. So.
Okay, Wilmy's a little salty.
Oh man. Fuck boys point, man. Let's see what happens. I do agree. I think a lot of these, security is a big thing, man. It's a volatile industry, and a lot of these, companies, you don't know if that next game you make, it flops. Who knows if you're going to exist? So a lot of it comes down to that. And then obviously you have Microsoft, you have Sony, even Google's in on it with the streaming services. In order to do these services, you have to have content, right? Consistent content. So that's where sometimes picking up a smaller studio is attractive. So, if it helps Saber, if it helps them long term, they're producing, stuff for guys, and as long as they're able to, be sufficient and sustain themselves, I ain't got a problem with it.
So is that something that THQ is looking into?
Think
The
so.
services?
Who knows? Man, everybody's got a streaming service at this.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
man,
surprise me.
everybody's got one.
Well, I'm just saying, because I was thinking THQ was going to try to, become the next EA without, being the bad boys.
Mhm.
Because right now they're the saviors of all these companies and trying to buy these IPs and bring them back out.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's
Yeah,
also
so-
not forget, it's not the same THQ. This is actually Nordic.
Correct.
So Nordic THQ, and I mean they've been on a spinning spree. You hear about
Yeah.
them buying a new studio at least once every couple of months.
That's what,
Right.
that's what I was
It
going
goes-
to
it
say.
goes so
This
under the
isn't their
radar.
first.
That's
Mhm.
why I was going with the
I mean-
EA approach, without being the bad boys like EA's got that bad rap.
Without the shovel and the tombstone out back, like, hey, let me
Yes.
speak you out back real quick.
Mhm.
That one's for
As far as I know, they
you,
haven't
that
closed
one's
any
for you.
studios that they've bought. As far as I know, I could be wrong.
Right.
No, not recently, no.
I mean, at the end of the day, if you have 10 companies working for you, you can pump out more games with your name on it. So
Exactly.
and,
That's what
and you're
a lot of
making
them are after,
more
man.
money. So I mean, to me, it makes sense. You have more people work for you, work smarter, not harder. Plus, you have so many companies buying out companies and everything. The only question I have is Mooch. I see you in chat, and I saw your comment the other day about 24 to 48 hours. So how's that Stadia?
Oh, damn.
come on, man! Don't Mooch about Stadia now. That's just wrong.
Oh, I don't want to hear it. I got so much shit for being a founder on it. For drop it, Fork. No one's gonna play with you, Fork.
All right, who wants popcorn? I'll go get some.
But I mean, to be honest though, you have companies like that where they haven't said anything, and it's kind of like nothing's been said. But you have all these other companies that there's been hinting about streaming, and unfortunately, streaming is the way to go. Why? Because you don't have to buy a console. Amazon and Google are getting in the market. Xbox has said, "Hey, we're not looking at consoles in the future or console wars. We're looking at streaming because we have Amazon and Google as competitors." So, I mean, and people can say what they want about that comment, which I know we've talked about it, but it's like, when you have big companies getting in, there's other companies going to get in. Why? Because everything's going subscription. You can get CBS subscription. You can get Amazon subscription, NBC. Everybody wants your money.
I'll tell you, man. If Amazon really puts their shit together, they're going to give everybody a run for it.
Here's the underlying thing is everybody talks about, when Amazon does it, they don't realize how many games actually run their multiplayer services off of AWS.
Facts.
Very, very few run. Google's not running anything other than their own service. Same with Microsoft. Nobody else is using the Azure servers except for Microsoft. These are newer servers. They're just now coming into that contract with Sony, but that's beyond just gaming. I mean, aside from that, I mean, you're using IBM, you're using Quest. There's a couple of other smaller ones, but AWS is the primary server that is used for these multiplayer games.
Number one.
It's not something that they're foreign to. They know how this works, and they know how a marketplace works. I mean, just look at what Bezos has done with that website. So once they actually start putting these games out, that's going to be the scary part. Google and Stadia, I think that they're going to have work. Amazon doesn't have to do as much work as people really think that they're going to need it.
Not at all.
No, because you already got the game streaming outfit. Now it's just a matter of, hey, we're going to move it over to this. I mean, they already have Fire Sticks. They already have Fire Sticks you can play games off of and everything. So it's not hard to just be like, hey, look, there's more games on it. And you already have it. Yay, good job, good job.
It's a bit of a race right now, actually, for them.
And Amazon is already in so many different places. And some of the services they already offer, I mean, it's a no-brainer, man. I mean, I can go right now on the app on my phone, order anything I want. I can have some dude standing at my door within an hour putting it in my hand.
Put it in your hand. That's the problem.
Yeah, there's places that you can get the 2-hour delivery window. Some places don't have it, but even 1 hour delivery window. So I mean, here, everybody on the podcast and everybody in chat, how many of you have a Fire Stick?
That does not include masturbating with liquid heat or any of that.
Fire
stuff.
Stick sounds like an STD.
But I mean, if you get the upgraded
3
one,
years ago I put
they already
30 on about 86 Fire Sticks.
Yeah, I mean,
about the year.
if you get the upgraded one, they can do 4K. So I mean, they already know how to make the boxes. Now it's just a matter of making a couple more of them a little bit stronger so they can do stuff. So, I mean, so many people are like, "Oh, well, they're years out." No, they're not.
No, they're not. The infrastructure is there. The key is just going to be the commitment to gaming. You know, how hard they go after studios and things of that nature. Once they show that, I mean, they're definitely there. Everything Dizzy's saying is true. And as much as we clown in Stadia a bit, I know Mooch is in here. You know, we got to figure that they're going to re-up. They understand that there's the pitfalls of the launch and the things they did wrong. And I'm hearing like, you know, still Stadia exclusives. There's a couple of games we're going to check out at PAX that are Stadia exclusives. I think it's
Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate 3 is a Stadia exclusive.
What?
That's
actually, isn't it a timed exclusive?
It's a timed.
It's timed, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, they'll have it for anywhere from a month to a year, depending on how the contract is, which sucks. But I mean,
so you're saying about 20 people will be playing it?
I'll be playing it.
Dreadpool and Mooch will be playing it.
Listen, all I'm saying is
we're gonna co-op. I might be a fraud and say I've never even heard of that game.
Damn.
But I mean, there's
really don't pay attention.
I still have a
to
save
anything
file on my 360 from Baldur's Gate.
Man,
where's Nicholas
from the
Downey?
original OG.
This is like blasphemous
Xbox.
talk for him.
And I mean, another thing that people don't think about, especially with Google, you know, they got money in the bank. And you're not going to invest $1 billion into gaming just to hop out after a couple of months.
Exactly.
They just failed them with it.
Exactly.
But it's going to take a couple of trips down, a couple falls. But they'll get their bearing eventually.
I mean, they'll release other systems or they'll keep the same system, upgrade it, things like that. But they see the money. Why? Because, well, what company's been pushing cloud streaming for a while? Xbox. So they've already proven there's a market for it. So it's not like Google has to go, hey, let's test to see if there's a market. No, there already is. Xbox is doing it for us. So
y'all gonna make me get sign up for Stadia after this podcast.
And then
keep this in mind though.
A lot of people don't realize Amazon's already making games. They're already working on a new MMO that's supposed to be coming out, and then also Lord of the Rings, and it's a new land or something.
They actually have 2 other games too.
Lord of the Rings was a TV show.
No, they're making an MMO on it. It has. I don't think it's been released yet as far as like videos or anything, but I think it's called New Land. Yeah, New World. Go look at the video on it. It looks fucking sick as hell. Sign up for the alpha.
TV show.
Lord of the Rings
TV
is
show.
an MMO too.
Let me catch this super chat. J-Mo, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. He says Google and Nintendo share one thing: cardboard.
So messy. So messy. Salute to J-Mo.
So here's a question that I've been kicking around.
What's that?
With Amazon and Google getting in the market, and me and Willie have talked about this, them getting in bed, getting in market, pushing streaming. Will this be the last console generation that we see, with the fact that consoles go 5 to 7 years, and in 5 to 7 years the entire market could be changed on the fact that now, instead of buying a $500 console, you're buying $100 thing from Amazon or Google or Xbox, because you no longer need the $500 console.
Interesting.
And that's when I talk about it. Is this going to be the last generation of the $500 console? It's now going to be the $100 console that is strictly streaming.
I still think that. Okay, Diz, good grab it. I know you should jump in.
No, I mean, I think that we're going to have at least one more generation. At least one more generation before the infrastructure is going to be ready for that. Because even though in a lot of places the infrastructure is already there, I know that a lot of people, they talk about, oh no, it's not going to be there. But once it kicks over to 5G and everything is wireless, it's not going to matter. You're not going to have to worry about LAN cable nonsense, digging up and everything. I mean, if we kick over to the T-Mobile thing, I used to work for T-Mobile a long time ago, and this Sprint thing is actually not something new. Like, I think that I left there at about 2009. They had been talking about that for a couple of years before I had left. One of the things that Sprint has, and this is pretty ironic, Sprint actually has the most powerful towers out of all of the cell phone companies. These are called WiMAX towers. They branch over 75 miles in a radius. The thing is that whenever it comes up to buying the airspace, Sprint never had the money to get these towers working how they should. That's why you always hear about, Sprint has such shitty service and everything. Now that T-Mobile has purchased them and T-Mobile's had the money to buy all of this airspace, now you're going to see these WiMAX towers kind of kick in, which is also going to push for Verizon. Verizon's going to have to up their towers. AT&T, I really feel like AT&T is wanting to get out of this service, but I mean, if AT&T wants to stay in it, they're going to have to up theirs. The infrastructure is going to be there. It's not going to take too much longer. I think maybe one more generation, and then I think, you are correct. I think that it's going to dip down. You're going to be maybe using a peripheral to help the streaming on your end. And that's probably about it.
Yeah, and when I say one generation, I'm not talking about the ones we get where here's the Xbox, here's the Xbox Pro, and it's like, but it's the same thing. It's just upgraded. Yeah. I'm talking like the PS4, PS5, PS6.
I agree with Magnetic Storm in the chat, though. There is that whole issue of data caps and throttling.
Right.
Yeah.
That's capitalism for you.
You also got to remember,
with Google getting in the market, though, and they want people to play, they're laying cables everywhere, so it's just a matter of time before, they got a lot of places.
You still got to remember the technology, though, is such a short wavelength that it's not going to go that distance. So you got the Midwest that's not going to have, you're going to have to be closer to town to get that to be in effect. These towers are not going to be strong enough to do that. So they still have to come up with better technology. So yes, G5 or 5G will do something. But it's just, they still got to get better infrastructure out there for those people. I mean, we all live in cities. We all have the best infrastructure around because it's easier to pop up towers on buildings. They just rent the space and okay, here you go. Here's another mini tower. We have
a problem. We have a problem here where I live because I'm at the beach, and along the coast you get these crazy subdivisions with these $1 million homes, and they don't want towers near their houses, so they will literally fight these and Ghost, you know what I'm talking about. You're not too far from me.
Totally that way, bro.
Yeah,
I like the pine tree look.
Yeah, they're like, we don't want these near our homes. We pay millions of dollars for these houses. So a lot of people, man, like here, AT&T's terrible, and Sprint, not Sprint, whoever the other one is, T-Mobile. Here where I live, T-Mobile is like a bargain bin phone company. Nobody wants to use them because the service is just terrible because they just can't get enough towers. Yeah, here you have to have Verizon or you're just not
shit out of luck.
Same way here.
Yeah, but until
you're talking about. Yeah, you're talking about the towers looking like trees and stuff. Down here, they rent out at churches so that way they can put a big old cross up there.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. This isn't a joke. This is what they do around here.
Yeah, dude, you're in Florida. I totally get it.
Yeah.
I mean, they make memes and have websites about Florida for a reason.
I mean, here in Texas, it's hilarious. You'll see this massive tower as a big, 200-foot pine tree, and it's like there's no fucking trees around it.
Like, that's why we play the "Please Don't Be Florida" drinking game, because we would be too drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Where did that story come from? Please, not Florida. No.
Well,
Florida.
It's too bad. You've got it bad when you're too drunk to fish. And
Who says I'm not already a fish?
That describes half of Florida to me already.
Savage.
I mean, isn't that thing where you Google Florida man and then you can pretty much laugh because all the comments that come up and everything and newspaper articles?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean,
sorry, Dread, had to go there, man.
No, that's all right. Hey, you mess up one election, everybody throws you under the bus.
It happened long before that, man. A long time before that.
It's like 20 years ago, too, man.
Yeah. Hey, at least I'm a transplant, okay? I'm not really a true Floridian.
No. See, once you cross over, I've crossed this year. I've been in Texas longer than California, so now I'm being told I can't say I'm Californian anymore. I'm like, I'd rather be a Cali than a Texan because some of you Texans are kind of weird. But Cali,
Dude, I'm Alabama here in Texas. We have a saying here in Texas, and Fork Boys probably heard this. There's nothing more annoying in Texas than a Californian who does nothing but talk about California living in Texas.
Oh yeah. I don't talk about California at all because I'm like, I don't want to go back. Besides the beach and the mountains, that's all I miss. Everything else is a bunch of crazy nuts. I'm good.
Gotta own it.
Yeah, you should live where I live.
Not to disrupt this conversation or anything. Kind of kicking back to what we were talking about a little bit ago. Talking about Amazon and the games that they had. Of course, these are the ones that are confirmed. And actually, there's one that actually eluded me. I didn't even realize that they made this, and apparently it's on the Xbox. So New World, of course, they're working on that. That's going to be one of their MMOs. We already know that they're talking about getting a Lord of the Rings MMO. Not to be confused with the one that's currently up.
So hey, not to interrupt you, but the last thing I saw was they had already they were working with Tolkien's family, signing off on the contract. Did they get that finally done, or is that still in the works?
I don't see it listed here, so the only thing I could assume at this point is that they're still working on it.
Okay, sorry to interrupt you. That's the last thing I heard. That was the last thing I heard on it.
So this one eluded me. The Grand Tour game. This is actually done by Amazon, and you can actually purchase that for your Xbox.
Wow.
That's actually something that I actually thought about before. Was what if Amazon, rather than going to say that like, hey, we're going to make our own console, what if they wanted to just produce the games and put them out everywhere else? Because again, they're a marketplace.
Exactly.
But also kicking over, they got another game that they're working on. This one looks like it's going to be a third-person, not a MOBA, but what is the PUBG Fortnite nonsense?
Battle Royale.
Battle Royale. It's called Crucible.
Stop with the Battle Royales.
No.
Hey.
They ain't going away.
Yeah, it's a moneymaker. So
I know.
Well, I don't know. I'm looking forward to the Battle Royale in Call of Duty, though.
Yeah, that one sounds actually pretty good. I go front.
Yeah.
Well, just because Modern Warfare is good.
Yeah.
It helps.
Has anybody played the Battle Royale in Forza Motorsport? Or not Motorsport. Horizon Sport?
I want to. I keep forgetting about it.
I do, too.
I'm just kind of wondering, it's like, they call it a Battle Royale. What is that? More like a destruction derby? I mean, you're in cars.
I called it Twisted Metal back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
From what I see,
race,
it seems like you're just racing to the end.
Yeah.
You kind of are. You're
Possible.
just knocking people out. Yeah, it's just... It's... I don't know. It doesn't look very... It's definitely one of those things where like, hey, look, we got it, too.
It's a Me Too situation?
Yeah, it's basically
Kind of.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. Like, it's what it seemed like. I mean, and they're... Like, the game is good. Like, you don't need to be like, hey, let's try to be the trend and throw this into a game that really it didn't need it. But that was just my 2 cents for that. Because, like, I was like, I don't understand the whole purpose behind it. Because, I mean, I've heard a couple of people play it and they said it was kind of cool, but...
Well, I mean,
you got to think about it.
Right.
if someone's making tens of millions of dollars or whatever, people are like, hey, let's cash in while we can, even if we only get 100,000. That's 100,000 we didn't have.
Exactly. That's why
Yeah.
they're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
When PUBG came out, nobody was wanting to do it, and now every game wants to implement it.
Shit, look at COD in their
Same
battle
team,
passes, man. They don't even have a